Morning. It's November 7th, Thursday, Throwback Thursday. For those of you that like those kind of things, that's kind of what this is, because this is it happened in history today. I hope you like these. Please like, follow, share, and all that. Yesterday I had a comment. Somebody said, looks like you need a mirror, and I'm not sure what they meant. So, if you have any clues, let me know. 2 days after the election, looks like Trump has done a clean sweep. Not just for himself, but also the House and the Senate. And a lot of the governors all went Republican. Which is a good thing, I think. Anyways, let's continue and see what history did. In 1944, an unusual thing happened. FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt, is elected for his fourth term. He is the only president that has served more than 2 terms. And after that, he passed away in, let's see, what was it? He passed away at the end of his term, but 2 years later, the Congress decided that they didn't like the idea that one man had so much power. 4 terms, that's 16 years. So they proposed a law that would limit the president to 2 consecutive terms. It finally passed in 1951, and the 22nd Amendment to the Constitution became official, limiting the president's tenure to 2 terms of 4 years each. In my opinion, I think Congress should be held to the same standards, 2 terms each. Serving a lifetime in Congress makes no sense. Too much power. But that's my opinion. And as we continue on, another interesting thing happened. The Tacoma Narrows Bridge collapses. Why? High winds. When they built it, it spanned Puget Sound from Gig Harbor to Tacoma, which is 40 miles south of Seattle. The channel is about a mile wide, and where the bridge crossed, it was sleek and slender. It was the 3rd longest suspension bridge in the world at that time, covering just under 6,000 feet. They designed the bridge to be flexible, which was a mistake because they didn't take into consideration aerodynamics. On November 7th of that year, the high winds buffeted the area and the bridge swayed considerably. The first failure came about 11 a.m. when concrete dropped from the road surface, and just minutes later, a 600-foot section of the bridge broke free and fell in. By this time, the bridge was being tossed back and forth wildly. At one time, the elevation of the sidewalk on one side of the bridge was 28 feet above that of the sidewalk on the other side. Up until that time, they never considered wind in their calculations for the bridge. So, bridge design changed drastically after that, and they now consider all factors. Continuing on, in 19th century, in 1885, Canada's Transcontinental Railroad is completed. In art and literature and film history, in 1943, singer-songwriter Joni Mitchell is born. In 1966, John Lennon and Yoko Ono died. Geez, I'm getting all kind of tongue twisted. they met. In 1980, King of Cool, Steve McQueen dies. That was a sad day. He was a great actor, had many good movies. Loved watching his movies. In Black History, in 1989, two African Americans are first in politics. In Civil War in 1861, Battle of Belmont, Missouri begins. In crime, in 1932, Supreme Court overturns Scottsboro convictions. In natural disasters, we just read that one, Tacoma Bridge collapsed. In sports, Magic Johnson in 1991 announces he is HIV positive. In U.S. government and politics, in 2000, Hillary Clinton is elected to the Senate. In U.S. presidents in 2000, election results between Al Gore and George Bush too close to call at this time. In Vietnam War in 1972, Nixon is reelected as president. That's worded funny. In women's history, 1916, Jeannette Rankin becomes first woman elected to Congress. In World War I, 1914, first issue of The New Republic is published. And finally, in World War II, 1944, Soviet master spy is hanged by the Japanese. And that's all we have for this day. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.